Welcome back, besties. So you want to know how to overcome stage fright and fear of public speaking. This is such a great conversation.
Blah.
I truly believe that every entrepreneur and small business owner needs to own the skill of being confident in talking in front of 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 million people about their business, because you are the mouthpiece for your company. And so it doesn't come naturally to everybody. And in today's video, we are going to give you some specific tips so that you can feel more confident representing your brand. I'm Amy Walker, your biz bestie, and I help entrepreneurs just like you be able to create consistent, predictable sales through their organic marketing and their scalable sales strategies. So let's dig into this conversation. In today's video, we are going to help you overcome your fear of public speaking. Will it be all fixed in this video? I don't know. But will you have the tools and strategies you need to fix it? Absolutely.
I know!
So I am going to cover why I think every entrepreneur and small business owner needs to get at least comfortable with public speaking, even if it doesn't become your thing. I am also going to tell you the part that I'm irrationally afraid of when it comes to public speaking. It's going to sound really dumb to you, but it's true. And then I've got about 9 tips that you can use to help you overcome your fear of public speaking. And I'm going to just be honest with you, number 6 is a game changer. All right, so why does it matter? Why can't you just hide yourself away in some corner and tippity tap on your computer and dominate the entire world? Because that is the exception to the rule. I'm not saying that there aren't some businesses that are really successful and their owner is never out in the spotlight, but that is the exception to the rule. At some point, you are going to want to speak to an audience so that you can get in front of many leads instead of just one. At some point, you are going to need to create content so that you're getting your message and your voice out there. At some point, you're going to want to be on a podcast. You're going to want to be on news or media. You're going to want to pitch investors. Like, there will be that moment where you need this skill. So I hope that you're paying attention and you're ready for these tips, because we're going to jump right into them.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. The first tip is to make sure that your purpose and your passion are bigger than your fear. It's a scale. If your fear is so huge and you don't really have a reason why this even matters, are you going to overcome it? Probably not. But when you're super clear on your passion, your purpose, your why this matters, your commitment to your company, you're willing to go through the process of getting over yourself, getting over your fears, and getting confident in front of people.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, the next thing is I want you to get clear on what is it about public speaking that scares you. Is it fear of judgment, fear of rejection? Is it the actual just size of the crowd? Here's my irrational fear. I am so comfortable. I've yet to meet a size of audience that freaks me out. Give me an audience and I can speak to it no matter how big it is. Give me one person, stranger off the street from anywhere, and we can be friends and we can have a deep dive conversation. But the part that scares me, like I get shaky and I feel nauseous and my armpits get sweaty, is when I go to an event and I have to sit in the audience with regular people before I speak. I hate that, because they don't know who I am and the conversation feels super awkward to me. I also don't like, after I get done speaking, if I have to go back out and just be a part of the audience, because then everybody knows who I am and now they want to talk to me and I don't always know where it's going to go. So it's small talk. I am awkward with small talk with strangers. Once we know each other, I'm great. Once I know that there's a purpose and a focus, I'm great. But if I just have to small talk, no, it's totally scary to me. So while I may not share your fear of like the stage, don't assume that I don't have any fear, right? Like, we all have some sort of a fear, and you just need to know what it is so that you can understand how to navigate it.
I know!
So for example, for me, the way that I combat this fear is I don't do small talk, I do deep talk. So if someone wants to come and talk to me, I'm going to make that conversation meaningful. And then all of a sudden we're 2 people having a conversation in a room of many, instead of me trying to meet with and connect with as many people as possible. That is my workaround, and that works for me. You're going to find the workarounds that work for you. My next tip actually works for overcoming any kind of fears, and it is to create new possibilities in your mind. So when we're afraid of something, it's because we have one possibility that seems very, very loud and very probable in our mind. I'm afraid this thing is going to happen. You might not have actually vocalized it, but maybe you're afraid of messing up.
That'd be kind of a problem.
Maybe you're afraid that you're gonna stand up and do your offer and nobody's gonna buy it from you. Whatever that possibility is that you have fear around, I want you to create like 10, 12, even 20 different possibilities that could all be amazing. So if your fear is that I'm gonna go, I'm gonna speak, no one's gonna listen and no one's gonna buy from me. Well, let's create some new possibilities. Maybe one is that I'm gonna speak and everyone's engaged and we have a really great discussion. Maybe another one is that I meet my next dream client. Maybe another one is that somebody's in the audience that is planning the next big thing and they're gonna invite me to speak at it. So we fill our mind with other possible outcomes, because the reality is that thing that you're afraid of is just one possibility in a sea of many. There are so many things that could happen, and most of them good. Tip number 4, and some of you are gonna hate this, but I promise it's so helpful. Practice on social video. Do TikToks, do Instagram Reels, do IGTVs, do Facebook Lives. The reason why I want you to practice on these types of social videos is because they literally disappear and get lost in the algorithm once it's done. YouTube is a little different because you create that video, and because it's a search engine, people will find that video and watch it for years to come. I mean, some of my highest viewed videos every month are some of my earliest videos.
I knew it!
So social video kind of comes up, it pops up, you can see how people respond to what you had to say, and then it goes away. Lives are especially good for that. They have a shelf life of a couple of days and then they're done. And then IGTVs is probably the next longest. Reels and TikToks do tend to last a little bit longer because if people like it, they'll go look at your other stuff. But lives especially, once you do it, it's kind of gone. So you can see what people are responding to. It gives you a great place to practice. It's low pressure. If you don't like it and it's like awful, you could always delete it, but it's probably not going to be awful. It's probably going to give you that feedback that people are like, oh, that was really helpful. Thanks for that tip. And then your subconscious will be like, maybe we're not so bad at this. If these tips are helpful for you, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell notification so you can get notified every time we bring out some new content. And of course, hit the like button. My 5th tip for you is to join Toastmasters. If you're not familiar with Toastmasters International, it is basically a place where you can go and learn to speak and practice speaking. I am a speaker coach, and now I had been professionally speaking for a few years, and I hired this speaker coach to take me to the next level. And the first thing he did is he said, you need to join Toastmasters. I was like, I hired you to teach me how to speak. I don't need to go speak with the baby speakers. And he said, that's not why I'm telling you to join it. I'm telling you to join it because you need a place where you can practice your new material before you take it to a paid audience. And so you don't want to get paid to speak and then you're showing up and you're giving this new message for the very first time. And you're looking to expand the topics you can talk about, so you have to have a practice ground. It was some of the most delightful people. They are super supportive. I watched other people fall flat on their face, like deliver terrible talks. And then I watched other people be nice to them about it. And it just gave me this space to explore, to try things that seemed off the wall and crazy, and see what happened. I highly recommend Toastmasters International. I told you number 6 was gonna be a game changer, and this truly is a game changer. When I was first starting to speak, I had these other speakers that I loved, and I was trying to speak in their style. And as a result, I didn't really feel at home or like I was in my own skin while I was speaking. I felt like this performer Amy instead of feeling like it was just Amy. So I was actually speaking at a conference when I learned about these different speaker styles, and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so much better. So there really are different speaking styles. You could be a motivator where your style of speaking is everyone in the room is like crying and they're like, yes, I want to do this. That's not my style. You could be an entertainer where you're on stage and like everyone is laughing and you're doing jokes and like, you know, weird facial expressions, and you're semi-comedian in the process of representing your business. That's the entertainer. That's not my style either. The informer. That is me. I go on stage and I'm like, I have so much I want to share with you, and it's going to be so good, and I'm content rich, and I can work other elements in, but that is my go-to. When I try to show up as a performer or as an entertainer or anything else, it just doesn't feel authentic to me, and I don't come across as relatable to the audience. But when I just show up in my geeky self, who has a lot of information to share, that's where audiences and I really connect. The next is the healer. When you come in, you are peaceful, you are serene, you help them get in touch with themselves and their emotions, and you help them to feel grounded and safe and secure. Again, not me, but really great. And then the last is the agitator. Like, you get people fired up. You're like the boot camp instructor that comes in and makes everyone feel like they have got to go do that next thing, and they're ready for their breakthrough, and like, they're gonna get it done, right? You get them a little angry, and then you get them a little fired up, and then they're like ready to take on the world. A little close to the motivator, but a different style. The agitator almost does it from a place of like masculine, almost aggressive, whereas the motivator is like really positive and like inspiring. We want to do this. So definitely there are different speaking styles. You can learn to spend time in each of those styles. You can bring in elements. I have been known during some of my professional speeches to do the Napoleon Dynamite dance on stage. I have also rapped the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song on stage. Like, I have my funny moments, I have my performer moments, but in my core, I am an informative speaker. And when I stay in that space, I can bring in motivation, I can agitate for a minute, I can step into healer, but I know who I am on stage, and it feels so authentically me that I don't feel like I'm putting on a fake suit and then getting on stage and then getting off and being like, and now I'm someone different. Hope you like them both. It's so much easier when you just are yourself. All right, 3 more tips coming your way. The next tip is, if you really want to take this to the next level, I recommend that you take some media training, because you may want to represent your business in the media. It's a great way to set yourself up as an expert in your field. And yet the media is so fast. I remember the first time I went on media, my cheek was literally shaking because I was so nervous, and I did not perform well. And as a result, they moved on from my segment really quickly. I wish that I had gotten some media training before doing that. I've learned and I've moved on, and I've had some really great media segments over the years, but if you want PR, I recommend media training. The next tip that I have for you, tip number 8, is to hire a speaking coach. If you really want to move into professional speaking, hiring a speaking coach is going to make a great difference in helping you to refine your style, refine your message, and get really clear on what you want to do next. I do not personally do media coaching or speaking coaching, but if you need some recommendations, I'm happy to share with you who I love. All right, my last tip for you is visualization. If you want to be in a different place when you're public speaking, visualize it first. Professional athletes do this too. They picture themselves mastering their golf swing. They picture themselves having the perfect race. Visualization is incredibly powerful, because when you put that into your subconscious really starts to believe it. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between truth and lie. So fill it with the images that you want, and it will push out the images that you don't. You feeling confident and powerful and clear and focused and precise as you talk about your business, versus you fumbling, bumbling, feeling like an idiot and you don't know what to say. Your subconscious is going to believe whatever you tell it, so you might as well give it what you want. If you want to continue the conversation, I invite you to come join us in our private Facebook group, Acquire. It's a great place to ask questions and connect with other like-minded individuals. So we've talked about how to overcome stage fright and your fear of public speaking. The next video I think you're really going to enjoy watching is how much do motivational speakers make inspirational speaker salary. Go check it out, and I can't wait to see you over there.